together. Because I'm sure that only there's this international schedule, international pool of experts will allow startups to be successful on the global market. I'm very glad that you find time to join this event, this forum, the international forum, and I would like to thank you very welcome and let this discussion start. The first speaker is Paulina Vujevich, who is, represents both Strashik Center for Entrepreneurship and Munich University of Life Science. It's our one of the oldest and our best partner in Europe. We have a long history, and also our Center for Innovation is organized together with the help of Strashik Center for Innovation and our university. Here you are, Paulina. Very welcome.
Thank you very much, Alexei, and thank you to the entire St. Petersburg Polytechnic University for the invitation today. As mentioned, my name is Paulina Vujevich. Hello to everyone, also to those that are watching and listening to us in the stream. I'm actually in Munich at Strashik Center for Entrepreneurship there as a head of internationalization, and in a very lucky position with many international partners to be able to develop and run together with them a bigger international initiative called Ebridge, and the consortium being called the Ebridge Alliance. I would like to share the screen if it's possible, and I hope that you can just let me know if you see my screen. Perfect.
Yeah, we see it. Great.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So the question that we want to address today is, what can we as universities do to tackle the global challenges and to support our main targets groups? Of course, we have many challenges that we are facing as a society, both as regional ecosystems, but also as an international or global community. And of course, these challenges are getting bigger and bigger, and the crisis such as Corona has put them much more on the surface today. Whether this is a healthcare access, how we are actually dealing with the Corona crisis, how we are dealing with the massive unemployment that has come as a consequence of this crisis, plastic waste. These are just some of the many challenges that we have to face today. Of course, we also don't have too much time. So according to the Agenda of 2030, we have about 10 more years to figure out new ways and new approaches, how we are going to deal with them and how we are going to involve our ecosystem stakeholders, be those industry partners, be those organizations, be those universities, and so on. But however we want to include them, we must act together towards resolution of these challenges. So the biggest question for us is, what can we do as university support to support this agenda? Together with the partners, and of course with the original institution coming from Munich and Strashik Center, the idea is to create an international ecosystem. How to do that? Of course, first and foremost, we have to work towards making our universities more entrepreneurial, making our students, our target groups with whom we work on an everyday basis, more prone to new modes of thinking and acting. Secondly, we have to also have a very strong regional ecosystem. Universities cannot survive alone in this regional atmosphere and cannot work alone. Therefore, it is very crucial to have very strong connections with the industry, strong connection to the politics, and so on. And final and the most important step is how to bring these universities and ecosystems into international collaboration. So this is why we together have envisaged a new initiative called the Ebridge Alliance. And Ebridge Alliance is today a network of almost 20 universities worldwide, with a big concentration in Europe, but also partners from US, China, Russia, Australia, and Nepal. The universities in questions are entrepreneurial. They work with the different target groups and also pay a lot of focus to startup development and the B2B collaboration. The network is, of course, also growing. And as said, we have about 15 plus universities worldwide, over 200,000 students on an annual basis, as well as reach over more than 2,500 startups on an annual basis. But how do we work together? To work together and bring all these ecosystem stakeholders, we have envisaged a process, an international hands-on approach that reaches into all important pillars of the society and also all the important pillars of the entrepreneurial universities. Addressing the education and the quality of education, especially entrepreneurial education at our universities, identifying and supporting the talents and teams that have entrepreneurial mindsets, that want to work on these challenges and create impact, creating international teams on a global scale, and of course connecting these startup teams to the incubators in which they have the biggest odds to thrive and to create the biggest impact. And of course, finally, the problem that we see in Europe is not in introduction of new products and services, and I think this problem is also reflected globally, but the problem is that we have to think in a new way of creating business models that will support the social and technological innovation. This is of course, we had also a big luck to in this 2020 to work internationally. We worked, of course, virtually, and we have one sprint behind us in which we have scouted and worked with around 200 students or 40 teams. In the second stage, we have involved or identified around 90 talents and 16 international teams, which have been matched in the stages to come, in the later stages, with the Ebridge Alliance incubators, and 8 teams out of that are also working in a co-incubation process. We are currently in the phase 4, where we are still working on the co-creation processes between the industry partners as well as the startups on one side, and this process will continue. The important thing, and with what I started this presentation, is that we as Alliance, we want to work on the challenges of the UN SDGs, so on the important topics and important challenges. And we are proceeding now very fastly also together in the new sprint process, where we have identified new topics on which we want to work. And these topics, of course, are being reflected across universities of our Alliance. At the moment, we have about 30 teams with which we are working together and pushing them towards the second stage, in which we will soon enter in January 2021. I believe that what I want to finish this is to saying that the idea of the Ebridge Alliance is really pooling the resources of partner universities, of their ecosystem stakeholders, to create an open universities in which we can further foster the entrepreneurial mindset and also allow these resources or open these resources to international startups and as well our industry partners. And finally, through co-creation, work on actively on solving the global challenges. If there will be more need of more information, you can also scan the QR code and visit the link. I thank you for your attention, and of course, in case of any questions, I am more than happy to answer them.
Thank you, Paulina, very much. I think there could be some questions from this, from our audience, from our partners.
I see there was some problem with the hearing, but I hope you managed to hear me well.
I heard very well from the beginning to the end. I think this is could be a problem of low connection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. And also, I would like this is the network not only for the university, but also for the industrial partners who could participate in this process to give their competences to develop technology entrepreneurship, technology startups. For example, one of our partners is Kirovsky Zavod, who are also involved in this process. And he also organized his own acceleration program for startups and cooperates with our university very close. So it's like really a very large ecosystem combining all the facilities we have, all the staff, all the intentions to develop entrepreneurship in the global scale. So thank you very much, Pavlina, and then your answer. Yeah.
Thank you. If I just may put a comment on to this note, I think this is a prerequisite into building a global startup ecosystem or international ecosystem, is really having a strong regional one. And this is actually how the universities can become entrepreneurial. They have to, or they should have, strong relationships also with the industry. So definitely the innovative activities that your university is doing together with Kirovsky Zavod is a big add-on for the entire global ecosystem.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Pavlina. And I'll move to my quite short presentation about our experience in organizing some like of local greenfield in global brownfield in our university. We'll think about a very new model of developing entrepreneurship in a university. And I'm starting to share my screen. Yeah. Here. Yeah. Do you see my screen? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks. So, our graduate school for technology entrepreneurship is quite young, and we organized just a couple years before. But we think about it more than 2 years. We dream about making something very new, something very effective way to develop entrepreneurship within the educational program. Our graduate school is a part of the Institute of Advanced Manufacturing Technologies, who is a part of the Advanced Manufacturing Technology Center, National Technology Initiative in Russian Federation. So it's quite interesting because it's not located in the, as usual, the management and economics department and management faculties, but in the industrial focused faculty, because we think out of technologies to develop new ideas about developing new teams and developing new talents. Our master programs are about technology and entrepreneurship. And one on the English language we start 2 years before, and now we start another master program in Russian. This allows us to combine both students who have skilled English language and who not. But both programs are very close, combines different competitors, different attitudes to entrepreneurship, and intention to develop new idea. Students from different fields, different industries come to our university to this program. We have physics, we have medical students, we have economist managers, and chemistry students and the like. And all of they develop their startup, their idea in different fields. The main features of our education is on the screen, but I would like to focus on individual attention to each student. Each student has a mentor that helps him to develop the ideas, to help him to get to this to the partners of our ecosystem, and to have necessary connections with industrial partners, with different laboratories, the different facilities we have here to help him to develop the idea. They're also about the project learning for an internship, cross-cultural environment, and individual learning trajectories. We just talked about these two technology entrepreneurship trajectories, but we think that we could develop much more to make it possible to choose your own way to be successful in the market as an entrepreneur. Here you can see some disciplines that we put into these programs. We try to make the best, the most valuable for them to bring the idea to the market. Also, we think that it's impossible to develop a new projects without getting acquainted with successful entrepreneurs, with successful specialists in different fields and experts. So we'd like to ask our partners to be involved in our educational programs and share their ideas, their knowledge, their skills in changing the world and making something new. We also focus on the cross-cultural environment. For example, Klaus Zayer is our great friend and our partner from Munich University of Plant Science and from Strasek Center for Entrepreneurship. This time he is professor of the discipline of development of entrepreneurial competences in organizing a high-tech enterprise. Now also, as example, we have another partner, Olaf Hauer, international master coach, who helps guys to develop their communication skills, their leadership, and team building in these startups. Also, we talk about some relations with different industries that was able to be successful as a highly developed technology company and the market. So we organize this meeting with new technologies, with different management systems and different innovation development system and the integrated enterprises. Talking about entrepreneurship, we quite agree that entrepreneurship is about doing something, not about just learning some ideas and concepts. So Russian German Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship Project Strasek is a partner of Graduate School of Technology and Entrepreneurship in developing bringing some action into this process. And we think about about development pressure in global scale, because it's very important not to be localized, but go wider for better and more opportunities that we have in the market. So here are some main activities of our center. All of them focused on the helping some people to connect with each other, to connect with experts, and making projects develop more rapidly. So development startups are often faced with problems of getting some necessary expertise from the partners. So, and we, with the help of the mentors, our students get the natural connections quite fast and have saved a lot of time in developing ideas, in understanding what are true and what are false. And that's what I would like to say about our master program, and we'll be ready to answer your questions if you have. Thank you.
Should I take over, Alexei?
Yes, I think.
Can I take over? So here is the presentation. So welcome also from my side. My name is Professor Dr. Bettina Maisch. I'm a professor for entrepreneurship at the University of Applied Science and head of qualification also at the Strasek Center for Entrepreneurship. So I am the colleague of Paulina. I'm going to talk about a project that will come hopefully next year. We sent a research proposal and it looks really, really good. We call it Agora, and it's about empowering entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship education in the 3D world. I think we all sit in the same boat. Corona, COVID-19 forced us to work remotely, to teach remotely, and to conduct entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship education also remotely. And currently we are struggling to bring the passion across, to foster team collaboration, and to bring the spirit across we're so easily used to when we have face-to-face education. So we had to go remotely, and there's so much to do. And this is where Agora comes in. With this research, this joint research, we would like to build up further skills and competences in the educational level, that we better teach online, that we're setting up a studio, that we know about equipment, how to use Zoom calls in a much better sense, other digital platform to further engage the students on the online level and to support also, of course, their collaborative work approach as a base for digital entrepreneurship education. But when it comes to applying entrepreneurship, we need also not just the basic knowledge about the process and the different methods and tools to understand how can I identify a business opportunity, how do I address a business opportunity, generate something of value for a customer, have a differentiator to competitors, but also what are the necessary knowledge in a specific domain. And within Agora, as a kind of a partner project for Ebridge, we are going to build up domain-specific online knowledge in entrepreneurship education in 3 different topic pillars. On one hand, healthcare and medtech. Second, energy and sustainability. And the third is digitalization. We are going to develop content like who are the ecosystem partner, how is the ecosystem built up in this area, in this domain, also what are relevant business models in this domain, and of course, what are relevant trends, what is the foresight when it comes to medtech, environment, energy, and digitalization, and further content. As a start to further build not just the entrepreneurship skills and competences with methodology and knowledge, but also, as I said, with these kind of domain-specific knowledge. And the vision is to build up a whole database in various topics, not just in these 3. This should just be the start within the Agora, which is supported by the German DAAD, Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst, the German exchange program. We would build up a holistic MOOC database, MOOC for massive open online courses, and that the partner involved in the Agora project are also able to conduct online trainings, tape them, and integrated them in the MOOC database. Here you can see a current example. We already have an entrepreneurship introduction MOOC. Here you see our boss, Professor Klaus Seiler, in the introduction in entrepreneurship. So, and what is also so special in Agora that we are planning to build up Hochschule München 3D platform, a kind of a virtual simulation of our campus in order to expand entrepreneurship into 3D world and not just entrepreneurship education. As a first start, of course, we would like to use this platform to teach the basic in entrepreneurship, but we would also like to spark the opportunity for our students to use these new worlds to build up their own venture, for example, in the gaming context, but maybe also in a very serious context when it comes to production simulation or healthcare simulation in a surgery room. I think the opportunities are massive, and we would love to spark the inspiration to explore these new 3D worlds. It's a complete new game, and we hope that we further set the quality of our entrepreneurship education, emotionalize, find a different bond between the students and the coaches and the educator, but also give them a new opportunity to meet each other in the Ebridge context that has been introduced by Pavlina. And because it's the German exchange program, academic exchange program, we also have a part in it that the students, the talents within the Ebridge program with their educator are able to come to Munich and to explore the entrepreneurship ecosystem. We hope to spark the idea to explore other ecosystems too, that our students and the other Ebridge Alliances are going to St. Petersburg, to Scotland, to Bosnia and Herzegovina, and explore each other's ecosystem and better and more strategically use the potential that is already existent. Here you see a couple of elements that defines the Munich ecosystems, and also here the business opportunity are massive. So here are the partners in total 11 international and leading entrepreneurship educational entities. From Australia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, we have Malcolm here in the call. You will get to know more about this university too. Another university in Germany, Greece is in, Canada, Portugal, of course, Russia. We are very happy to have the St. Petersburg Polytech State University, Napier. Also here we have our representative in the call. Finland with Tampere, and California Polytechnic. And before I end my little introduction, we recognize that building something on top of the Ebridge Alliance, it's really a strong alliance. It's an alliance of universities and people in the university who understand each other, support each other. And we have been able to set up the Agora proposal in a very short time, with limited resources, because the partners trust each other and we have a mutual language. And I want to use this opportunity in this presentation to thank all the partners who are here today, but also, of course, all the partners have been involved, as you can see, because without them, the Agora and the DAAD project would not be possible. So just as a brief introduction, what we are going to do from next year on, and I'm so excited to work with all the partners. This is just from my side, in case you have any question anytime.
Thank you very much, Bettina. Thank you. And now we also have any questions here about these Agora projects, who I find very promising and very useful for, especially in these times.
I have a question. May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So nice to see you, dear colleagues. Thank you very much, Bettina. And also thanks a lot, Pavlina, as the previous speaker. Actually, I've already met Pavlina a few weeks ago. Yeah, it was our first meeting. And today it's nice to meet the Bettina for the first time. I'm Olga from the Korea University of Technology and Education. So actually my location now is South Korea. So this is the Asian region. And I'm really interested in this kind of project, Agora project. So as I understood correctly, starting from the next year, you have huge plans to arrange some kind of online environment. I mean that ecosystem, which will be presented online, like the MOOC courses, developing courses in the MOOC system. And maybe you're going to do some kind of research also with your partners. So in this case, could you explain a little bit more about the future plans for the research programs? What kind of research topics maybe you already decided with your partners? And could South Korea University join this wonderful program? I wonder about that.
So actually, we talked about two programs. The one is the Ebridge Alliance, where Pavlina is the head and the leader in it. And it's about driving international startup on entrepreneurship education. And the other one where I'm partnering with Pavlina is how might we use digital platforms to further foster that? And we already have a MOOC, an existing MOOC that has the basic of entrepreneurship education. It's the Deep Dive School. I put the link in the chat. And for the 3D world, we have to build up everything. And just ping us an email, and we are really happy to explore the collaboration. And yeah, so when it comes to get involved in the internationalization, Pavlina would be the first contact for everybody here in the network. Pavlina,
yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, I think that I will contact Pavlina, yeah, if it's possible. Thank you very much. And also we'll discuss it together with Polytechnic University, I think, yeah, with Alexei, definitely. Maybe we will create one more collaboration, yeah.
Where are you in Korea? Where are you in
Seoul? Yeah, Seoul.
Yeah. So when it comes to research, on one hand, of course, we are using the AG Innovate EPIC tool in order to understand how might we foster entrepreneurship skill and competences and the entrepreneurial mindset. But the opportunity to research could be also would have many directions that we have not included yet. What I mean is, on one hand, in the proposal, it's really focusing on building up international teams very closely with Ebridge Alliance and also entrepreneurship mindset. But I think in the future, we can really figure out 3D behavior, MOOC behavior. This can be explored and discussed in the future.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I will try to contact. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. And I'm very glad to have opportunity to involve and to ask Barbara from the University of Aveiro to speak also about this great entrepreneurial tool to make the universities more entrepreneurial and more innovative. Barbara, please.
So thank you so much for this opportunity of being here, sharing our experience using H-Innovate. So I will share the presentation. I don't know now, everybody sees the presentation?
Yeah, fine.
Listening well. So thank you once again for having the opportunity of sharing our experience using H-Innovate. As Bettina talked before about H-Innovate, my name is Barbara Gabriel. I'm working at the University of Aveiro, particularly in the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, where was the genesis, the start of the H-Innovate journey, at least in our experience using H-Innovate in our university. It started this journey at the end of 2014. At that time, I was a PhD student trying to finish my PhD at that time, and a researcher in an Interreg Sudweb project, at the same time with an unpaid license from another higher education institution where I was a teacher. And it started why? Because I wanted to improve myself as a teacher and as a project manager in a project of the Interreg, and also as a member of the research unit. I wanted to be more entrepreneurial and more innovative, and at the same time being part of the process to have a more or even more entrepreneurial higher education institution, particularly the university, and particularly the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. So that was the motto for using and starting this journey about entrepreneurship and innovation. And why H-Innovate? Well, it was a great coincidence and a beautiful coincidence, because I was looking for a reference to understand and diagnose myself and the institution what would be the level of entrepreneurship at that time at the faculty and as myself. And at that time, the European Commission promoted H-Innovate event in Lisbon, in my capital, in Portugal, at the end of 2014. And I attended and I confirmed, that's it. H-Innovate is the right and adequate tool for my purpose and my aim at this moment. And why H-Innovate? First of all, because it's an online self-assessment tool, it's easy to use. It's a self-reflection tool to diagnose our level regarding entrepreneurship and innovation in higher education institutions. It's comprehensive. It's distributed, the self-assessment tool, in 8 broader dimensions, from leadership to organizational capacity, entrepreneurial teaching and learning, digital transformation in capability, the newest dimension that was launched in 2018, and the other 7 were launched in 2013. Knowledge exchange and collaboration, internationalized institution, measuring impact. So it's very comprehensive. It's totally flexible because you can only address and implement one of the dimensions or 2 or the overall 8. So you can choose, depending on your objective and aims, which dimensions you want to address. Each dimension has a set of statements that you score depending on your reality, and then to diagnose your context. It's flexible also because you can use it in a bottom-up approach, as it was my case, or a top-down approach. There are many cases and case studies that explain that in the H-Innovate platform. There are a lot of resources, user cases, case studies, digital resources, and training material to implement yourselves the workshops in our own institutions. It's reliable because the initiative is H-Innovate is an initiative from the DG of Education and Culture of the European Commission and also from the OECD. And of course, it's entrepreneurship and innovation focus. That was my aim to improve, and that was my goal when I started this journey with some colleagues. What does H-Innovate provide, and what did H-Innovate provide in our case? It provides guidance. So you have the 8 dimensions to address, 8 topics that higher education institutions address when we are talking about entrepreneurial and innovative higher education institutions. It provides positioning, because if we want to improve, we need to understand, first of all, where are we, and then to move forward and to make change if needed, and to understand what is our level as institution of entrepreneurship regarding entrepreneurship and innovation. It's confidential, so only if you implement H-Innovate as an individual, only you have access to the data. And if you are a member of a group that is created, only the administrator has the access to the data. And even though you can fulfill, if you register in the platform, you can fulfill H-Innovate in an anonymous profile. So all the data, there's no ranking, no benchmarking when we are using H-Innovate. It's a reference, and it's very important to have a reference to understand your position and what are the guidelines and what is expected from an entrepreneurial and innovative higher education institution, and it provides you legitimacy. It was very important, at least in our case, because I was working at the faculty less than 1 year, so nobody, most of all, we are more or less 1,000 people in the faculty, and nobody knew me at that time, and even the dean. So I presented, explained what it was the H-Innovate, and it provided me legitimacy when I showed the results of the implementation of H-Innovate, the conclusions of the debates, and then to propose a set of potential actions. So it was very important to have this type of tool. H-Innovate in our faculty was implemented twice, in March 2015 and in January 2016. So the same ecosystem, the same faculty, but with 2 different target audiences. One was the members of the research unit of our faculty, with teaching staff, PhD students, scholars, researchers, and the other with students. We needed to give voice to students and to hear them also. And we have more or less 900 students, but we selected the association, the representatives of the Association of Students of Mechanical Engineering, and we implemented H-Innovate. We debated the results. It's a very good tool as a catalyst to debate results and to start thinking and debate about entrepreneurship. And in both implementation, all the dimensions were addressed. At that time, the tool had only 7 dimensions. The other one, the digital transformation and capability, was launched later. The major conclusions: H-Innovate was a catalyst to debate entrepreneurship topic within our faculty. At that time, we only had one discipline of entrepreneurship in the PhD study cycle. So it was the catalyst to restart or to start talking about entrepreneurship and innovation. It was considered for all the involved a strategic topic to move forward, to be more entrepreneurial and more innovative. And it's a key element, not only personally, as was my case at that time, at the institutional level, it was also one of the things we have done. We always shared all the information with the Dean and the Rectory regarding the implementation and conclusions of H-Innovate. And of course, it's a key element to align with society, the academy, our mission with the society and all the stakeholders. So what happened after the implementation of H-Innovate? Well, we started to translate conclusions into actions, to contextualize actions in our faculty and also at the campus, at the rectory level, always with a focus in people and through three main pillars, through training, internationalization, and society. And training, of course, we started with ourselves to provide and share knowledge and regarding and focused in and entrepreneurship. We needed to attend also capacity building and have training ourselves. So we attended an intensive program named Connect for entrepreneurship for educators, provided and coordinated by the Strasse Center for Entrepreneurship, coordinated by Klaus Saylor. And after that, we started to provide and to promote summer academies focused in entrepreneurship, week of science, and extracurricular workshops with the students association. Internationalization, deepening networks and joining networks focused in entrepreneurship, international and national programs addressing entrepreneurship and innovation, and joint programs always focused on being more entrepreneurial and innovative, and of course always with the mission of aligning what were the society needs and demands regionally, nationally, and also at the international level. One of the examples that the H-Innovate was a catalyst, one of it, to be better and to be better teachers, we created a science and engineering education group addressing entrepreneurial methodologies for teaching and learning, and also a set of conferences, also national and international. And this one was addressed engineering education, and we had a specific and dedicated session, how to use H-Innovate to address and to improve engineering education. This is one of the examples. The other example, it's an ongoing initiative named Excellence in Engineering Education at University of Aveiro. It is grounded in three dimensions of H-Innovate: entrepreneurial teaching and learning, preparing and supporting entrepreneurs, and knowledge exchange and collaboration. And what we are doing is developing a tool and a methodology to redefine the profile of higher education teachers of engineering. Other examples are we are members of the Pedagogical and Curricular Innovation Rectories team addressing specifically the entrepreneurial teaching and teachers and learning. There was the creation by the Vice Rector of an entrepreneurial network of the University of Aveiro, linking all the colleagues of the campus of the university that works under the scope of entrepreneurship and innovation, and also the stakeholders, the link with society. And at the international level, for example, we are now involved in projects related and specifically dedicated to entrepreneurship and innovation, as it is the Time and the Ebridge Alliance that was mentioned before, that are focused on entrepreneurship and Time and entrepreneurship through education. And the project TAI, Towards H-Innovate from Assessment to Action, is grounded in H-Innovate, and it intends to develop a model to support users in translating the H-Innovate results that we have currently from the platform into contextualized actions. So move forward from results to actions. These are some of the examples that H-Innovate in starting this journey was the catalyst. And another example of a joint program, an advanced new, very recent PhD dedicated to innovation and entrepreneurship, where the participants are all working in the industry and they are trying to solve challenges of their specific companies through entrepreneurship and innovation. And for us, one of the examples of the initiative that I was talking before about the excellence in the engineering education, now we are working with the industry partners at multinational companies and SMEs to help us, the academy, to redefine the higher education teacher profile. But it was a bit postponed due to the pandemic, because we started with interviews and with debates in person, but now it's not possible for the moment. And if you have questions, once again, thank you for the opportunity of sharing just a little bit of our journey.
Thank you very much, Barbara. It was very useful, and we'll definitely use this instrument to develop our not only university but also our Ebridge Alliance. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yes, and now we have not so much time, about 10 minutes, to talk about our future steps in developing our program, our university, and our Ebridge Alliance, make it more innovative, more entrepreneurial. It is maybe have some thoughts about this, or maybe some proposals for future cooperation and development of this agenda.
So if you don't mind, I can, of course, share a couple of thoughts. I think it's very relevant that Barbara presented H-Innovate, and that we are also using it as universities to, of course, assess at which stage we are, especially when it comes to the pillars such as leadership and governance and internationalization, as well as entrepreneurial education and preparing entrepreneurs. So these three pillars are very relevant for Ebridge Alliance as to further grow. And the second note is that further development, why is the H-Innovate tool also important? Because further development of the Ebridge Alliance in terms of structural funds, in terms of developing early stage funds, and collaborating with EU Commission on this note, will also require universities to go through this assessment as to see at which stage they are. And this will also be important for later stages of admitting new partner universities. So definitely something to recommend, and definitely something to suggest to other universities to try. In terms of also further development, we can see that we want to expand the network both within Europe but also globally, and also to support each other in the pillar of education, of really allowing our students to have access to more classes, not just at their home universities, and of course allowing students to collaborate also with different regional ecosystems, either through the education or through the startup development phase, meaning that what I mentioned at the very beginning with the industry partners is really how to connect these relevant stakeholders across our partner network with all the important targets. One of them are students who can be potential tomorrow's employees, but also startups as partners for collaboration.
Thank you, Paulina. Thanks. Maybe we have also some thoughts about our development, maybe some ideas which perhaps also we could plan for the next meeting.
A few words from me. Thank you for inviting to this meeting and participation in the Ebridge Alliance. Today, it's nice to see like-minded people involved in the development of the entrepreneurship. We're now at the part of implementing changes, this digital transformation and main production and access search and new products and businesses. We have internal entrepreneurship program, and we are looking for the best practices and strong partners along the way. We believe that our participation in Ebridge Alliance will help in implement the chosen strategy. We can, to be industrial partner, provide expertise, platform for pilots implementation, but we are waiting for cooperation with the major ambitions projects with business potential. We do need specific developments, but teams of entrepreneurs. This is an important point for us. We have factory, and we have a venture capital fund, and this is synergy for work with startups.
Thank you, Elena, very much. Thank you for being here, also as a new partner of Ebridge Alliance. So, if I have a couple of minutes, I would like to show you the current results of H-Innovate estimation of our university. It's based on the estimation of 8 professors and about 11 master students. Do you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have here 2 slides. What is it? About estimation from the professors, and quite high estimations in every field. And I'm sure that this is based on the knowledge about some specific sphere. And I'll develop also contact with these experts that say some words about this estimation, and to understand what do they mean in getting so high grades for these 8 dimensions of estimation. At the same time, we see that estimation from our master students is even higher. And also, it's quite interesting that I think the students see it more in positive way from one hand, and they just get information about what they have in common. It was the students of our graduate school of technology and entrepreneurship. And to be more honest, it's important to get a lot of other information from different faculties, from different students, not only master students, but also postgraduate students, pregraduate students, and get the better understanding of the unit. But it looks like we are quite well in innovation and development entrepreneurship. And but I think we have a lot of things to do to use these high grades. So maybe I'll ask you to comment. It's a result that we should discuss and understand what it could help us with to develop something in our university, because getting high grades when we have a lot of problems with developing startups, the restrictions in developing new ideas, developing innovations. It's some kind of not this positive situation that it shows in the self-estimation.
So I can add something onto that. So I think what is relevant maybe for you, of course, that you are really good in these different pillars. And I think that most of the, or all of the universities that we have in Ebridge Alliance are actually strong in these particular pillars when it comes to education. What is maybe relevant for the universities that have not come yet with the H-Innovate assessment tool is that once doing this, once going through the evaluation processes, you would also receive recommendations on how, in what way you can improve these particular pillars. So at this particular moment, there are a pool of different initiatives on the European level that are taken together or merged together that you can use as inspiration. And there is, of course, the secondary development of H-Innovate tool, which is going to be much more individualized and specialized, in where you will be assessed in several, let's say, I believe around 6 categories, and to provide, with regard to your particular situation in the university, in pillar, you will get a very individualized recommendation on how to improve. And further on, which is also maybe an important step, is that each innovate development will need more participation of the universities. In what way? That they can also suggest their best cases and to put them into this pool of practices that other universities can have access to.
I totally agree with Pavlina. I would just like to add on a couple of things. So I think the platform AG Innovate is wonderful. It's an amazing approach in EPIC. We like EPIC. I just recently recognized that the students who are filling out EPIC, they're receiving an Excel sheet. So the kind of usability and user experience for the participants can be improved. So this is one thing. The other thing is that neither the students nor many of the professors applying that, because we ask all our professors we are working with who are not a part of SCE, they are part of the university, please set up an EPIC and conduct the assessment with your students. And then they said, yes, now we have an overview of the class, but what does that mean? Where, as Pavlina said, that the AG Innovate give the students a feedback, what does that mean, and where to improve, how to improve, kind of proactive step forward recommendation, but also the educator. What does that mean for me as an educator? And I think there is, it's great what is already there, and we are very happy about that. We just think there are still steps to be taken. This would be wonderful.
Thank you very much, Bettina. Thank you very much, Pavlina. Also, we will move from this theme. We absolutely sure that this will help our university to be more entrepreneurial and be more innovative. And also, thank you for developing this Ebridge Alliance project, and also for being here. And thank you for Agora project, because I think it's quite very useful tool for further development. It's one of the, like, spin-offs of the Ebridge Alliance, and I dream we have dozens of these projects to involve all the global scope. Thank you very much for being here, and I'm very anxious to see all of you offline as soon as possible. See you. Thank you.
Thank you.